Hello, lovely people. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you're well. I hope you've had a good week and weekend so far. Hello. Very nice to see you. I didn't see you last week. I do apologize. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. Salah Nabud. Yeah, it wasn't meant to be. But I'm very happy to be here with you tonight, lovely people. So I hope you're well, and I hope that you've been enjoying these little stories that I've been putting up. I've been putting little stories up about Christmas, and what I'm trying to do in the stories, and I'm going to put one up tonight as well. What I'm trying to do in these stories is I'm trying not to tell you hi. Very nice to see you, Bingo Talk. I'm trying not to tell you the things that you already know. Everybody already knows that we have a tree, we put a star or an angel on top of the tree, we have lights. These are the things that everybody knows. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just give more information about the stuff that people might not know, just something a little bit different. So I hope you enjoy the stories. It's something a little bit different. It doesn't always include a new lesson every night, just something a little bit different. They're so practical. Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you very much. I'm going away for Christmas. Very lucky. I'd love to know where you're going, and if you do go away, I hope that you have a fantastic time. Lovely. Okay. I also want to thank everybody. Thank you all. You really encourage me to post, stuff every day, and I really appreciate that you follow me. There are so many pages out there on Instagram of people doing really good work teaching English. One of them is the lovely Bingo Talk that we have tonight. I watch your videos every single time, sir. I think you're very talented, absolutely amazing. And lots of other people as well. Lots of other people who share videos and post and everything every day. So thank you to those of you who are following me. I know there are lots of choices. I really appreciate it. Okay, lovely. So what we're going to do for tonight is we're going to take a little look at how we describe people. Okay, thank you. How we describe people is something that we need to be careful of in the British culture. Okay. Thank you. The way we describe people is something we need to be careful of. There are lots of adjectives that we might think these adjectives, but we can't actually say them. Okay, we can't actually use them. For example, so I'm going to turn the comments off. I'm going to turn the comments off. There we go. And then I'll bring them back, I promise. There are some adjectives that we can't use for people. For example, in the UK currently, we can't call people black, the black guy, the white guy. That is culturally very delicate. So we need to be very careful about how we describe people. And tonight's lesson is about describing people. There are certain adjectives we might think of, but we can't actually use them. And even people in the parliament, people were talking about members of the parliament, وزرای کشور, even members of the parliament are struggling to describe people in a way that they won't get in trouble, because we have to be very careful about how we describe people. This is a topic that a few of you lovely people have asked me in the past. Layla, can you tell us how we can describe people? And that's what this lesson is about tonight. Okay. Let's say there's somebody that you want to describe. We start off with a person's most striking appearance. Okay, most striking appearance. Striking, it means the first thing that you see. So when you look at somebody, what's the first thing that you notice about that person? Is it their weight? Is it their height? Is it their skin color? Is it the type of how they wear their hair? Is it maybe a certain type of hair that they have on their face? Maybe they have a long beard. Maybe they have different types of moustache. Is it beautiful big eyes that they have? What is the most striking aspect of this person that you want to describe? That's where we start. Okay, usually it's height, or it might be weight. So that's usually how we start. Usually people want to start with the face, for example. So the most striking feature of somebody is how we start describing. If I want to say, for example, I'm talking about a lady, I'm saying, have you met, for example, our new assistant? Have you met our new assistant? She isn't bad looking. She isn't bad looking. That means she's actually quite beautiful. She's quite pretty. I'm using a negative adjective here, bad looking, yeah? And the verb in my sentence is also negative. She isn't bad looking. Anybody might think, that's not what we mean. She isn't bad looking. It means she's actually quite pretty. So have you met our new assistant? She isn't bad looking. That means she's actually quite pretty. Yeah. Have you met our new security officer, or security guard? Have you met the new security guard for the building? He isn't bad looking. He isn't bad looking. That means he is actually quite a handsome, quite a good looking guy. Yeah. So isn't bad looking is one way that we describe somebody, that we're trying to say actually they're very pretty or they're very handsome. That's how we say it. She's not bad looking, or he isn't bad looking. Yeah. Negative sentence, but it actually means something very positive. So that's one thing to remember. Another striking feature about people is usually if they are thin or if they are fat, or these kind of things. Now, thin and fat, these are really, really rude, very, very bad way of describing people. We don't use these words unless you purposely want to upset somebody. Okay, so if you purposely want to insult somebody, you purposely want to upset somebody, you would use fat or thin or skinny. These aren't really good ways of describing people. So instead of saying fat, we say curvy, or plump, which has P at the end. So plum is olu, as you know. Sorry, I've got a sneeze coming on. I've got a sneeze coming on. Sorry. It's gone. Sorry about that. I've got a sneeze coming on. That's how we say it, but it's gone. So we can either use curvy, she's curvy, or have you met our new assistant? He's curvy. We usually use it for women, but we can use it for men as well. Curvy. Curvy, plump, chubby, like me, chubby. So these are adjectives that we use for people who are a little bit bigger, just like me. Of course, I'm not slim at all. I am bigger than normal. So for people like me, you would use adjectives like chubby, plump, curvy, that kind of thing. And people of my size, there's a lot of us in the UK. A lot of people in the UK, unfortunately, are a little bit bigger than the normal size. And a lot of it is because of our diet, our very poor diet, very, very poor lifestyle. Unfortunately, these diets that we have, British diet, isn't very good at all. If someone is quite skinny, so we don't say skinny because that's really rude as well. And the word thin is quite rude as well. We use the word slim, or the word petite, which is a French word, petite. She's quite petite. She's quite petite. So this could mean she's just slim. It could also mean she's quite short. Yeah, so both of those are correct. She's quite petite. Have you met our new accountant? She's quite a petite lady. She sits in the corner. So that's how I'm describing her. She's a petite lady and she sits in the corner. So her appearance, she's quite petite. Yeah, she's quite petite. Okay, if it's somebody that you want to mention who has big muscles, then we call them, you know, muscular. Quite the big muscular person. Actually, we don't say big, the muscular person. Okay. Someone who's average, we call them average height. Now with tall and short, again, we need to be careful with tall and short as well. We don't want to say he's really tall, the guy who's really tall. We just say quite. Quite is much better than using the word really. He's quite tall, she's quite short, you know, so quite. And then we get on to the skin color. We have to be very, very careful with the skin color because people who have other colors of skin, of course, we know about racism and we know about all these things. So we just need to be careful. If somebody is like me, their skin is quite white. We say fair-skinned. She's fair-skinned. Fair-skinned. So fair, F-A-I-R, fair, it means quite light. Yeah, she's fair-skinned. She's fair-haired. That means her hair is quite blonde or quite light. Her skin color is quite light. She's fair-skinned. She is fair-skinned. Fair-skinned. If there's somebody who has darker skin, maybe from African countries, maybe from, I don't know, the Middle East, but darker skin, we just say he has dark skin. She has dark skin. So we never use the word brown or black, or these are really, really racist terms. We can't use these words, okay? And then somebody who has a beautiful olive color skin, like you, all of you lovely Iranian people, your skin color is gorgeous. It really, really is. We say olive color skin, or we say sun-kissed, sun-kissed. That means the sun has kissed your skin and your skin is gorgeous and bronze and it's a really, really nice color. Yeah, she has sun-kissed skin. She has olive color skin, yes, or anything like that. Okay, bronze color skin, anything like that. Okay, so these are the different ways that we talk about skin and height and weight. Something else that might be really striking is maybe their eye color. You know, like I, for example, have hazel color eyes. Hazel is between green and brown. Yeah, hazel color eyes. Do you know that girl? She's quite fair-skinned. She's got hazel color eyes. She's curvy. These are different ways of describing somebody. Yeah, so these are just a few ways. I hope that this has been helpful. I'm going to turn the comments back on to see how everybody is doing, but these are generally the ways we like to describe people. If describing their appearance doesn't work and the person still doesn't know who I'm talking about, then we move on to other aspects of the person. You know, that person who sits in that corner. So now, apart from the appearance, I try to explain other things. That person who sits in that corner, that person who comes in late every day, you know, that person who's really loud, yeah, who speaks very loud, you know, that person who loves to have coffee in the morning. So these are other ways that we can describe people. Of course, these aren't appearances. These might be habits that we're describing. Another way to try to tell the other person who I'm talking about. Okay. Please save it. Yes. So this will be saved. It is recording and it will be saved, and I'll put it on YouTube, and I'll put the link on my story for tonight. Definitely. What's this? Sorry. do you run online speaking courses? Online speaking courses. So I am currently running 2 courses. One course is the grammar course that I'm running currently. It's for 21 weeks. We are currently week, is it 7, 8? I'm not sure. My grammar students will know better what week we're on. We're doing grammar right now. So we're on week 7 or 8, and that is where the students study the lesson themselves during the week. The lessons, all the files and everything are on my website. They study the lessons themselves, and then every Sunday, one group at 5 o'clock, one group at 6 o'clock, they come online with me on Google Meet or on Skype, and we have an online session. And in that online session, I teach maybe more advanced idioms and play a little bit with the grammar. And I also answer any of the students' questions that they have. So that's the grammar course that I'm teaching that has an online aspect. Another course that I'm teaching that has an online aspect is my listening course. My listening course is only for 7 weeks. We've already finished the first week, so there's only 6 more weeks left. The listening course is for advanced students, and it just familiarizes everybody with all the different types of British accent that we have. So each lesson, students will listen to one specific type of British accent, sometimes Scottish. We just finished one from London, which is very easy. And then we're moving on to accents from Newcastle and other parts of the UK. And in those listening lessons, I keep pulling out the culture of why we say this, how we say this. We talk about idioms, phrasal verbs, the culture, the pronunciation, the understanding, the meaning, how we communicate, all these kind of things. So that is the listening that students study during the week. And then again on Fridays at 11:30 in the morning, we have an online session for that. But there's only 6 weeks left of that. Okay. Apart from that, no other online sessions for groups, I'm afraid. You've got Irish accent, really? I've heard of Australian accent. I've never heard that I have an Irish accent. Okay, thank you. But no, my accent isn't Irish. Irish accent is really nice, actually. Irish accent is really nice. And a lot of people immigrated, didn't they? They moved from Ireland to America, which is why you find that a lot of the pronunciation between Irish and American is actually quite similar. They have a lot of overlap. A lot of the pronunciation and the words are very similar because of a lot of the migrants who moved to America, went from Ireland. Yeah. Could you hold a free discussion class, please? Free discussion. You know what? You're not the only person. A lot of people have asked me this. Free discussion. As soon as I have free time, I will have free discussion as well. I will definitely try to free up some space for free discussion. Yes, yes. Manchester accent is very strong. Navid 2008. You're not kidding. You're not kidding. That means absolutely, I know, you're not joking. I know, you're not kidding. Yes, Manchester accent is very strong. I was talking to somebody the other day, one of the lovely people. I was talking, I think it was on a Monday. She actually lives in Manchester, this lady I'm talking about. I was talking to her. She also lives in Manchester. And we were saying, isn't it interesting that even in one city, even in just one city, Manchester, you've got so many different accents. North Manchester is where you've got Oldham and Bury and that kind of place. They've got their own very strong Mancunian accent. Then you've got the middle part of Manchester, the city centre Manchester. Then you've got South Manchester, and then obviously North and East and West. And each part have their own kind of Mancunian accent. Not just the accent, but they have their own words as well. Yeah. There's one thing I'll never forget. I went into a takeaway once. And I was waiting. I had ordered food and I was waiting. Somebody else came in and said something I understood, of course, because I'm a native, but if it was anybody else, they would really struggle. And this person came in, he wanted to order some food, and he said, "Ja, some skran in it." Yeah, so that also is Mancunian accent. Ja, that means hi. Sa asau is some skran in it. That is also Manchester accent, which means I've come to order some food. Could you give me some food? And then he wants to order whatever it is that he wants to eat. So not only in Manchester do we have different accents, but we even have different words for it as well. It's very interesting. What is the King English accent? The King that we also have have. What's his name? Oh my God, King Charles. I forgot his name. King Charles. He has RP, received pronunciation. My accent hopefully is not RP, because that is really, really posh. It's not normal. It's really, really, really posh. I don't like that. My accent is normal RP, which is similar to London. It is London accent. They say it was RP. Yes, received pronunciation. Yes. Isn't that a totally different language? Yeah, yeah. What I just said about Manchester. Absolutely, absolutely. Not him, her situation. I don't know. Sorry. Will you repeat his words again, please? I don't know what words. Again, repeat about dark skin color. Okay. So if somebody has dark skin, we can't say, do you know the black guy who started working in accounting? That is really, really racist. I know some people say, well, what other way can I use to describe? We don't say dark. We don't say black. We don't say, you know, brown skin or these things. We just say dark skin. The guy who's got darkish skin. That's absolutely fine. What accent? Posh accent. I mean, no, sorry. Posh. I mean, no open mouth. I don't know. Oh, what's this? Jasser Tabriz, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Very good. Okay. Sheffield is near Manchester, but really has a different accent. Yeah. So as you step out of Manchester, whichever direction you move in, obviously the accent is a little bit different, isn't it? I actually took my mum to Birmingham Friday, sorry. I took my mum to Birmingham on Friday. My mum is here visiting just over Christmas, and she's going to go back. She's going to leave the UK after Christmas. But right now she's visiting. And as I said in my story last night, you can't have Christmas without chocolate. Christmas and chocolate come hand in hand. They have to come together. And my mum had never visited Cadbury World before, Cadbury Factory, which is Cadbury chocolate, famous chocolate in the UK. So I took my mum to Birmingham on Friday and Saturday so she could see Cadbury World and the Cadbury Chocolate Factory. The accent that they have in Birmingham is so different to the accent we have here in Manchester. It's only, correct me if I'm wrong, people who live in Manchester, correct me if I'm wrong, but from here to Birmingham, it's like an hour and a half hour, 1.5 hours drive, right? It's 1.5 hours drive from Manchester to Birmingham. That's it. It's not much, but around about 80 miles maybe distance. But the accent is so different, so different between the two. What's mean curvy? Yes. So curvy means somebody who is not very slim, somebody who is a little bit bigger, especially for women, especially around the hips, around the waist, around the hips, or even the top area. They call them curvy. That means someone who's a little bit bigger size, curvy. People with disability. That's a good question. Okay, to describe people with a disability. That's very sensitive. It depends on the person's disability. If someone is in a wheelchair, We say, do you know that guy? You know, he's in a wheelchair. That's fine. If somebody has any other kind of disability that we don't know, they might be blind, they might be deaf, they might have a learning disability. We do say that, but that's not part of the appearance. The learning disability isn't part of the appearance. We try to talk about the appearance first. If that doesn't work, then we say, you know, he has a learning disability. I think he has autism. I think he has ADHD. You know, we talk about it because it's something that obviously a lot of people have. It's nothing to be ashamed of. People who are autistic or people who have ADHD are extremely clever, intelligent people. Very, very intelligent people. So there's nothing to be ashamed of at all. But because it's not the appearance, obviously we try talking about the appearance first, and then if we have to, we talk about any disability that they may have. But yeah, the person who's, you know, he's in a wheelchair or he has a disability, we use that, absolutely. Okay, yeah, it's just, we just need to be careful, you know, about the slim and that kind of thing. Layla, do you say as a description the lady who wears hijab? So that we do, but we don't say it as the first thing. Yeah. So we don't say the lady who wears a scarf as the first thing. If I want to describe, for example, Lucy, let's say I have a colleague, her name is Lucy, and let's say she wears hijab. If I want to describe her, first I would start with not even the appearance. I would say, do you know Lucy? She's a math teacher. Or do you know Lucy? She usually sits next to me. These are different ways that I will try to talk about Lucy. If that doesn't work, then I can say, you know, she wears the headscarf. She wears the headscarf. Headscarf. We don't just say scarf. We say she wears the headscarf. And we don't use the word hijab either. We say headscarf. We use a proper English word, headscarf. So that's how we describe them. Yes. Yes, I do agree with you. They are really clever. I've seen them. Yes, obviously, they're very, very clever people. What time is it? Okay, I've got 2 more minutes and then I will love you and leave you. Great description of Lucy. Yes, lovely. How can I register for your online sessions? If you would kindly go to my website, all the information is there that you need. If you live in Iran, please do let me know and I'll be able to help you out from there. Nice blouse you have. Thank you. It's a t-shirt, but thank you very much. Very kind of you. Lovely, lovely. Very good. Okay. Excellent, excellent. So as soon as I finish this live, excuse me, while I'm waiting for this to upload, I will definitely send you tonight's story. The story I'm going to post tonight about Christmas is the different colours that we use for Christmas, which are red, green and gold. So if you live in the UK, the US, you know, in any part of Europe or even in Iran, I know a lot of people in Iran decorate as well for Christmas. You might see 3 colours that are used more than other colours, and they are red, green and gold. These are the traditional colours of Christmas, and in tonight's story I'm explaining why we use these colors, so definitely look out for that. Okay, lovely. Somebody asked me, what's your plan for Christmas? No specific plan. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here with you lovely people. I will be having my final live session. I think it's either I'm not sure, sorry, I'm just going to quickly look at my calendar very quickly. So I will have a live session next Sunday, 17th of December. And then for the next 2 Sundays, you will not see me on live. I will still try to post as much as possible during the week, but I will not be live because that's Christmas Eve and then New Year's Eve. But then we come back again after that. Can you write these adjectives in the caption? Yes, yes. So when I put everything on YouTube, under the video, you've got all the caption as well. Yeah, okay. It was very useful. Thank you. Would it be possible to have a session about people's characters? Thank you, Kayvon. That's a very good question. Hi, Atife. Nice to see you. people's characters, people's personalities and characteristics. I will definitely try that. Yes, yes, definitely. Because that's a good way of describing people as well. Lovely. Okay. Oh, sorry. I think, yes. So somebody said they celebrate Christmas in Iran as well. Lovely. There are lots of Christian people who live in Iran, aren't there? So obviously they want to celebrate Christmas. If they do, fantastic. Whether these colors came from Iran to Christianity, that's a question I don't know. That's a really good question. You're really testing my history here. You're really testing my history. I don't know. I know Iran is a very, very ancient old country. I know that. And but where they originated from, these colors, if they started in Iran and then came to Christianity or vice versa, I really don't know. Unfortunately, I couldn't say. I'm sorry. Okay, lovely. Thank you very much. And I will see you next Sunday. Have a very good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you soon. Stay safe. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.